How's it going, everyone? I'm Frank Cavone.
And I'm Brett Porter.
And I'm Doug Quimby.
And we are here for episode 57 of the Kinda Live, Kinda Livin podcast, right here from Ramon's basement. And I'm here with a very special guest, one that has been around this area for some time and has done the things that we all need, and that's exposing certain genres of music. JB, I gotta say, for being one of the first hip-hop acts that I've got to listen to locally, I'm so happy it was you, man. How you doing?
I am great, man. I am great. I am greatness. I am well. I am happy. All of the above.
Good, man. And it's been a while. We have JB and the gang playing Wild in the Trees Music and Skate Festival,
Yes.
October 7th and 8th in Lake George, New York.
Yes.
Half the ticket sales go right to Ronald McDonald House, and we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about all things Victory Soul Orchestra, JB aka Dirty Moses, and much more. So we always like to start our episode off by talking about how our week's been. And JB, how was your summer? Because we're just coming off the tail end of it now.
Yeah. My summer was not summering enough. You know why? It wasn't hot enough during the summer.
Yeah.
But I will say I quit my full-time job, full-time entrepreneur now,
Okay.
Hell
Golf
yeah.
claps for that.
Dude, hell yeah.
full-time musician, full-time entrepreneur,
Hell yeah.
full-time DJ. So that's all I'm doing. I'm working for myself.
Hell yeah,
And
man.
that's it. That's how my summer's been, preparing for being broke and preparing ways to make more money.
Hell yeah, man.
Trey.
What about you, Dougie? How you been, man?
I've been doing pretty good. You know, it's just been real busy with my full-time job that I still have. We've been having overtime, but, you know, other than that, 80K Fest,
Yes.
that was a couple weeks ago. That was a fantastic time. And now we've been getting ready for Wild in the Trees. So went to Seasons the other day, picked up some prizes for the skate competition, got a hold of corners about theirs, and, you know, just getting really excited for it. I'm cannot wait to see what skateboarding is going to be.
Hell yeah, man. Now, Brett,
Here we are.
I think you got something to talk
Hey guys, hey, I missed you. Well, I mean, obviously 80K Fest, it was my first time around. Just a fucking awesome experience. Anytime that you can see 4 sets of Mo in one weekend is phenomenal.
Woo.
And then to follow that up with Eastbound Throwdown very shortly after, was tremendous. Just an awesome weekend of great music, and the only thing, I mean, great times to be had, great music all weekend, great food. Lost an easy up, which is kind of the theme. We're averaging about losing 1 easy up per
festival.
festival, which is not terrible. But I've also found out I'm losing an average of 1 car per year now, because on my fucking way here, I got T-boned by a fuel truck. This is a fuel truck that had 2,500 gallons of fucking gasoline in it. I don't know if y'all have watched, like, Final Destination.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But
It's
that-
one of my most horrible films to watch.
If that was a log truck, man, this
You'd
wouldn't
be done.
Yeah.
It
I'd
wouldn't
be-
have been a T-bone. You'd
Yeah,
been a steak by
bro,
now.
I'd be in the Zoom call from the beyond, man. It'd be rough. But yeah, so my car, my 1998 Acura Legend, Black Dynamite.
Wait
I
a
love
minute.
that girl.
Wait a minute. 98 Act Legend?
Yeah.
You know, that's the drug dealer car from back in the day.
No way. I thought you were gonna say that was your first car.
No.
Well, I mean, the drug dealer car now is probably,
It's a Lexus.
I say
Still.
Nissan Altima.
No, that's
I heard it was
But it's a
no,
bitch's car too. But
that's
like,
what. No, we don't say bitches. It's a
What we say, witches?
we say witches.
Yes. Okay.
The drug dealer's car is probably a Lexus, and
Yeah?
the Nissan Altima is for the women.
Oh,
okay.
they do love the
A
Nissan.
lot of women are driving those Altimas. I've dealt with
I thought
people that had Altimas before.
I thought Altimas were on their way to being a drug dealer car. Shit. I don't know.
I mean, if you are, it's a good cover.
yeah.
I think what happens is a lot of drug deals happen inside those
yeah,
Altimas.
there it is.
That's what it is.
That's the factor. But yeah, so somehow, some way, and I guess I'll just give you guys like the shorthand replay of what happened. I'm about 4 minutes away from the official Mirth Films
Studio.
headquarters,
And 2 minutes away from death.
and 2 minutes yeah, we're going.
Sorry.
Thank God it was raining and that we're all going slow. But essentially, this fuel truck was trying to merge into the right lane, did not see my fucking car, and starts with like clipping my back driver tire. which I literally just replaced, like a month before that. And then the next thing I know, I'm immediately like just snapped right into like the whole grill and bumper of this truck. At this point, I see my window shatter and go right into my face. I see my driver's side mirror just basically fall into my lap. And I shit you not, this is exactly what I did. I threw my hands up and I said, if this is how it goes, man.
Right.
Lord,
take me now.
I don't want to limp away from this if that's how it's gonna go.
And when
it's a fucking fuel truck, man. But yeah.
When he called me, I really thought he was lying to me because it sounds pretty dramatic. Especially we fuck with each other a lot, so it was like, he's like, oh, I got hit by a fuel truck. I was like, what are you?
I was there to watch Randy's reaction. He did not know whether to believe it or not.
I was like, do I laugh? Do I act panicked? Like,
yeah, dude, I gotta say, I'm surprised at how well I held it together. Because I missed that car. I have taken that car basically across the entire East Coast, gone to some awesome places. That was supposed to be the car that I was going to take. I'm getting married in November. I was going to take my future wife to a trip through Tennessee for our honeymoon, and now Papa Bear's in the market for another Acura.
I'm just going to ask you one thing. If you want to just move your little thing from the mic. Perfect.
I thought this was the best way to handle it.
Absolutely not. Nothing on the mic, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Dude, thank you for taking my traumatic experience of almost dying in a car accident and turning it into a condescending life lesson.
Sorry. It doesn't matter if you can't hear it properly. Sorry. So, yeah, dude, I'm so sorry. That car made it 25 years.
It did. It was 1 year away from being legally considered a classic car by the New York State DMV. My insurance would have been so fucking cheap. Literally, imagine paying $30 a month for car insurance. When's the last time? Has anyone ever done that?
I had a 2001 Saturn, and I did pay. I was like paying like $60 a month, and then
that sounds about right for that car.
Yeah, and then I don't have the car. Honestly, sometimes it's nice to have it. Like I loved having a piece of shit car personally because then it was like, I could eat Burger King and like spill ketchup on the ground and be like, it's all right, It's like where now it's like, I don't know. It's different, when you're in college and all that shit. But, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. This week, for me, it's been a fucking blur. We're just coming off festival season, as these guys have gotten to. We had ADK Fest, Eastbound Throwdown, Rye Bread. We had Catskill Mountain Jubilee. We had Rock the Dock. And then we pretty much recorded every single set of Eastbound Throwdown, ADK Fest, Rye fucking Bread. And we got the aftermath. So if you're wondering why there's no content on Mirth Films, it's because, you know what? We want to focus on one thing right now, and that is doing a really good job with Wild in the Trees. If there's anything we've learned from other festivals, especially, there's a right way to go about it and a wrong way to go about it. And for us, the most important thing is making sure everybody gets paid, everybody's happy, and it's a healthy environment. Yes. And we're on our way there. And so while this hasn't killed us yet, him getting literally into a near-death experience. This basement flooded last week.
You got T-boned.
I got T-boned in a brand new 2024 car that I'm not getting back till November. And then
just got that thing.
Yeah, just bought the car 2 weeks later. Whatever. We're both in the same boat.
That happened to me last year. I just bought the car. I bought it in, I want to say, January. Had an accident in April. Didn't get it back until like the end of July.
You're kidding me.
I swear.
Fucking these part shortages, man. And what is worse than car problems? Literally, women problems,
health
but
problems.
like car
problems. Health problems.
I would say.
He said women problems. Well, out of all the problems I have, I don't have women problems. So
me either, thankfully.
Very nice.
I think we could all cheers to that here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers to the ladies.
Cheers to the ladies. White Claw it up.
There's a reason why Grateful Dead wrote a song called "Man Smart, Woman Smart" because it's the truth. But yeah, other than that, I've had a lot of real estate gigs. That's been great. It's been nice to put some money aside for this festival just in case things happen. So that's been good. Business is still rolling right now. I've been working on some of my original music, and then also I took an Iron Maiden song called "Holy Smoke" and wrote a funk version of it. And
it's called Holy Dope.
Holy Smoke.
No, I'm saying it's the funk version called Holy Dope.
It should be Holy Dope. It's a song. I don't know. Bruce Dickinson writes about the craziest things. It's very historical to like different wars, and I don't know. When I'm listening to it, it's very like anti-religious, like to like the Christian faith, which, you know, everybody has their own views on things. I just think it's a great song, and I don't know. I could never play metal music. I don't have that skill. So be able to play some simple chords and sing the same song, it floats my boat at least, and I guess that's all that matters. But other than that, yeah, not really much to talk about. I've been living in content hell. Our YouTube channel has been growing, though. We've been getting like 10 subscribers a week. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. And Mr. Beast, he hit 2,000. That's when it took off. So you know what? I think if we vlog a little bit, we show a little bit of our personality, because God knows we have a lot of them here.
Well, I think we also need to do that way over the top way of presenting things like he does. Like, imagine if we tried to market everything we do the same way Mr. Beast does.
I can't.
That's hard.
Dude, that motherfucker must have like a whole like sponsorship with some kind of throat lozenge company. That motherfucker starts every video so strong.
He is.
I have 7,000 people here, all fighting for one brand new Tesla. It's like, dude, I respect the hustle.
Richest man, one of the richest people on YouTube. So number 2 in all of YouTube games.
And to think in an alternate universe, he's a professional baseball player.
Probably. I mean, honestly,
like he played D1.
Hell yeah. So we're going to get on here because we do have a very special guest today, JB, a.k.a. Dirty Moses.
You guys with the special guest.
We're just some guys.
With the basement.
Yeah, we're just here from Ramon's basement. But yeah, no, JB, there's a lot of different things we could talk about. We could go down this avenue in many different ways. But I guess what first lit you up to want to get involved in the local music community and take the music that you were doing and try to, I wouldn't say like whatever, make a career or be a part of something? Like, what was the olive branch that led you to being a part of the Capital Region music community with your music?
Man, that's a great question. There's so many different ways I can answer that, but the simplest answer is that when I started making music up here, I was introduced to a bunch of friends that were also making music. And when I saw at that time how everyone supported each other, I was like, oh, I want to do this. And I'm going to get the support from my peers. This is excellent. And then when I saw that I could gain some fans and sell some music and, you know, throw some shows and hang with some fly chicks at the shows and, you know, everything that goes along with that.
The libations.
Yes, all of the libations that comes with the shows.
I love that word.
It's a fun word.
I was like, this is what I want to do, you know? It was a part of my life anyway.
What time, like, what period of time was that? Like, because I first knew you, 90s,
90s,
okay.
Yep, I started making music in the 90s, late 90s.
So
was signed to a label and all of that.
No shit. Okay,
Yes.
and correct me if I'm wrong,
A
but
couple of times. I got signed twice, as a matter of fact.
Was it Jay Bragg? It's a hip hop artist. You told me you used to work with him. He has a song called Bragging Rights.
Jay Live.
Jay Live.
Jay Live. Yeah. Yeah, we did some work together. Yeah.
So when you were doing that, were you based in the Capital Region at that point?
When I was making music professionally, I was based in the Capital Region.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
how would you compare the scene or the music community then to now versus when it comes to the communal aspect and just, I guess, being able to, you know, put your own foothold in the area?
Right. I would say back then there was definitely, I mean, it still is different factions and different sections of people that are creating music. And sometimes, you know, you get these cliques, and the cliques all stick together. And that could be great, but it could also dampen things. It can make it so that no one prospers. You know, if only that clique is prospering, what's happening over here? Yeah. So back then we had a lot of cliques. We prospered. But today, with the digital age, we get a chance to not only be seen and heard here, all over the world at an instant. So it's a huge difference in the sense that the support network is different. I have fans all over the world instead of just fans here, which makes it easier for me to get my music out.
And I mean, you've just from knowing you from when I did back in 2017 to now, it seems like you've olive branched off what you are already doing. Mm-hmm. You took hip hop, you went, you did some work, did some business with Victory Soul Orchestra. Yeah. You still are today.
Yes.
And then also now doing your own private DJ stuff.
Yes.
So not to jump ahead here, but I did find it very fascinating that, and congratulations, anybody who can take the leap to go and pursue business on their own and make their own living. I mean, goddamn, it's not an easy thing.
It's not easy. I'll say this. Having a job can sometimes keep you from being in the creative space. And running a business, I had no time to run a business going to my 9 to 5. Yeah. I can't run a business doing a 9 to 5, and I can't run a DJ business doing a 9 to 5, and I can't run a rap and band business doing 9 to 5. So something had to give. And
what was it? What was the factor?
What was the factor?
There's always a factor. Time. Okay.
What was the moment, though?
The moment, man, when I realized I was pulling in way more money DJing on a consistent basis than I could if I stayed at my 9 to 5. I might have been making a salary that was great, but the potential for me to make more was there. And it was way more. It was way more.
You saw it.
I saw it. But I've been seeing it for years. It was just that I didn't have the business savvy and acumen to put it to good use.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing back then. Now I have more of a foothold on what I'm doing, and I'm creating a lot more, and I'm in touch with a lot more people, so I feel like this is the prime opportunity before I get too old and my bones hurt and all of that fun stuff.
Life's too short, man.
Yes.
And now I got to ask, like, what was an early win for you? Like, you're starting in the 90s. What was the first thing I was like, I taste this,
I was
and I got
signed to a
hungry?
record label twice. Those are the first wins.
Okay.
So being signed, it's like, okay, this was our dream back then. Now that's not a dream. I don't care if I ever get signed now because I make more money being independent. Yeah. The only thing that being signed to a label is going to do for me is probably give me stardom that I don't have in worldwide stardom. But I want to walk the Price Chopper and be okay without being mugged. I want me and my lady to go to the movies and be okay, and not be harassed. I want to eat dinner and not be harassed. Yeah. If I see someone and they say hello, that's good, but I don't want to be harassed. So I think that's it right there.
So
yeah.
So I guess jumping into now, like the first time I ever met you was when you opened up for Naughty by Nature.
Yes.
This was 2017.
Yes.
And you already seem to have the I would just because at the same time, like I was very inexperienced when it came to local music. I'm very much at that time learning the ins and outs of how things work here and who the artists are, who's doing it right. And you took that crowd by storm. And that to me was one of the biggest crowds of Alive at 5. I mean, there's probably
ever.
You think ever?
Ever.
Okay.
Especially up until that time. Definitely.
Okay.
So what's the question? Because I think I already know my answer to what you're going to say.
So I guess, like, getting on that stage that day and be able to work with, I don't know if they're your hero, I don't know who your heroes are, but, like, what was that feeling after you got done? Like, the second you got done?
Whew. Well, I don't necessarily get nervous before
Do you black
shows.
out on stage? Like,
right. I don't get nervous.
Okay.
It's like, this is what I'm here to do. It's my job. I've been doing this. I've studied my lyrics. I've watched other great performers. So it's like, I know what the job is. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my best. Now, that day, I got super nervous because as I'm doing sound check, Naughty by Nature's in the thing behind me. And I'm like, fuck, if I mess this up as the first hip hop artist ever to grace Alive at 5 in Albany, I'm never going to get an opportunity again. So the butterflies are there. And
how'd you get there first? Was it Ryan Murray? Or?
It was Ryan Murray and Keith.
Keith? Shout out to both.
Yes, shout out to both of them. Yeah, they definitely have been very instrumental in helping me push my career forward. But yeah, once I hit the stage, it was like, okay, I'm in this. I know the assignment. You know, and I did it. I feel like I did it well. When it was done and I got off stage, I feel like I had the best sex ever. And then after that, I went to Johnny's on Broadway in Albany, and Tretch came from Naughty by Nature, and we hung out.
No
he was
way.
outside smoking marijuana. I took pictures with him and everything. So
Fuck yeah, dude.
So it was a wonderful day. It was magnificent. All the stars aligned. It seemed like everything happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, and I will say, like, the hip hop community came out that day.
Yes.
And more than rock and roll, more than jam bands, more than any other genre you can name, I went there and I was like, damn, it's like almost as packed as a Palace Theater would be. You know, like, and it was just really cool to see. And now another question I have is I guess more modern times, just so just to kind of keep it relevant from this time on, like, who were some of your inspirations locally that were like, either you saw somebody doing something right and you're like, I got to try it that way, or just good peers in this industry that either perform or are behind the scenes? That really helped give you that push, you know?
So I'll say this, my immediate peers and immediate friends and family, and I consider a lot of my peers family, are Seth Static, Desmatic, DJ Truemaster, DJ Nate the Great, Wizzy Hoffa, DJ Biz, DJ Money Mike, Jay Swift, rest in peace. All of those people are immediate peers, and they're all family to me. DJ Sugar Bear, they're all family to me. So it was like seeing what they do. It was like, why am I not doing all of that too? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sugar Bear is DJing. I was DJing before I was rapping. Seth Static is commanding stages. I can command stages. It was like everything they can do, I can do. You know, so why am I not doing it? It's like all of these pieces of this puzzle, let me put it together and make my own plan and make it work.
Hell yeah, man. Now, the bridge to performing in a live band, Victory Soul Orchestra, where did that conversation come about? When? Were you already hanging out with people in the band already? Like, how did that all come? Because this is the thing. What I really liked about that was, maybe it was the week before or 2 weeks before, but I saw Victory Soul Orchestra play a Live at 5, opening up for, I believe, Average White Band.
Average White Band, yeah.
And so I got to...
It was the week before.
It was the week before. Okay,
Yes.
so I got to experience that without you. And it was a completely different... It is a completely different dynamic with you and Dolly now. And I guess, how did that all come about? And, I mean, in what ways did it affect the rest of your... career, whether if it was just like creative ideas or whatever it may be?
Good question. I feel
like 6 questions in one. I apologize.
but the answer is all going to tie in together. I feel like having a band definitely has opened different doors for me. You know, as a hip hop artist, and you're just with the DJ, a lot of times there's no real respect there. Oh, he's not a real musician. He's not a real singer. He's a vocalist, whatever. And they don't want to have you at their venue. If you come in there with 5 to 10 live musicians, they're going to look at you different and they're going to take you seriously. You know, and our instrumentation is impeccable. It's phenomenal. Shout out to Joel as the band leader. So there's the answer to that part. That same year, 2017, Jason Pierce, who runs Copper Crow and Savoy. Is it still Savoy?
I hope so.
Yeah, Savoy. I forget. Oh my God.
Are we talking about like Savoy Ballroom? Or
Savoy Tap Room.
Savoy Tap Room.
Oh, I was thinking of like the old jazz club.
No. Well,
I got excited for a minute.
Yes, but no.
If we're talking about the Savoy, I just got to bring up the gochujang wings. They're like the fucking
God,
best.
they're the best wings. Joe, them gochujang wings are incredible. I mean, Jason, those gochujang wings are incredible. I need some. Hook me up. Hook your boy up. Let me get some. Actually, back to the question.
Sorry.
Shout out to Mike Austin. I see him on the check-in. Shout out to Michael Hallazy on the check-in in that Sangria summer.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about it.
Dylon.
Yes, fire.
Yes. Saul, I see all these people on the check-in. I just want to give them a quick shout out. So that same year, 2017, after the 2 Alive at Fives, Jason hits me up. He's like, I have a 1-year anniversary to Savoy, because they had just been open. He had just had ownership of the place for 1 year at that time.
Oh, okay.
I want to do a 1-year anniversary. I got True and Nate DJ, and those are my DJs. So of course I'm gonna say yeah. What else is happening? Oh, I got Girl Blue. That's my homie. You know what I mean? I got Girl Blue, and I got Victory Soul Orchestra. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And I'm thinking, how in the hell am I gonna fit into all of this? So me and True, we worked it out. We made it work. I'm there. They're behind me setting up. It's my time to perform. I'm supposed to be the headliner, supposedly, right? But they're behind me sound checking, because for some reason now it got switched for them to go after me. They're sound checking while I'm performing. So I'm a little angry, and I'm turning and I'm giving them the stink face. Like, what's going on?
So
like,
this is, just to sum it up, it's pretty much like Run DMC versus Walk This Way.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So I'm looking at them, and it just didn't feel right. They perform, I perform, everything's great. I watch all the performances. I'm happy with the performances. A week later, Jason calls me. He's like, hey, I sensed a lot of tension between you and the band that was performing after you. How about we squash this and you two do a show together? We'll call it it's hip hop versus jazz, or hip hop and all that jazz. And I'm like, yeah, I like hip hop and all that jazz. Let's do it. So that was in October, near my birthday. We do the show. It's freaking packed. Now, you know how small Savoy is in the back room. It's packed.
Well, and just to catch myself up here, like, I remember seeing, like, just because at that early time of Mirth Films, I was just looking at anything to get content, schedules, whatever,
Right.
and I didn't even know Savoy did shows.
Right.
And then I went there for the gochujangs, and and I saw that there was a small stage, and they get looking at it and be like, how the fuck did these guys perform here?
We were packed in there like sardines. It was so packed. It was so packed. And the show went so well, and they covered my music, my instrumentals so well, that I'm like, we need to keep doing this. And Joel is like, yeah, this is pretty amazing. So the rest is history, pretty much. I mean, awards.
So Jason Pierce helped.
Jason Pierce was the connector.
Give a
Jason
big
Pierce and
cheers
DJ
right now.
Truemaster were the connectors, because Truemaster had us both on our Beat Shop Music Festival that year, 2017.
Okay.
So we both had the chance to see each other perform that year, and probably 2 or 3 years prior, we were on the same bill. And then Jason Pierce, it's like, after that, the rest is history.
I remember seeing you guys Larkfest 2018. It might have been the last Larkfest, or 2019 maybe. But
The last real Larkfest.
Real Larkfest.
Yeah.
It was you guys, I think, The Age maybe, or what's the dude?
It was The Age.
Was it The Age?
Yeah, it was
okay.
The Age.
I just remember Donald Hyman being there, so that connects everything. Shout out Donald Hyman.
Shout out to Donald, yes.
Yeah, but I just remember like seeing a whole different band that day,
Right.
and then like really like transforming, and honestly, like your original music that you guys have either written or you performed together. I think what really like sold me was when we were doing during the pandemic. Lark Hall used to do this thing called Lark Hall sessions. We would stream once every Friday from Lark Hall before it was even open.
Yep.
And you guys were one of the first bands to play, and that you guys did. Was it Machine Gun Funk, or it was
Warning.
Warning. You guys did
Warning.
Notorious B.I.G. Warning. And I was like,
Yep.
the potential here.
Yeah.
And then you guys write an original song like Attack of the Weirdos.
Uh-huh.
I listen to that song. I'm like, that shit could be mainstream. And it's cool to hear your version, and then like also like do a courtyard sessions with you, and like hear your versions, like Life of the Party versus Life of the Party with the band. And there's great things about both, but man,
it's different with the band.
It is different with the
Everything
band.
is different with the band. Those live
I'll tell you
instruments
that
hit different, man.
that shit's
It's a
marketable.
whole vibe.
So what got
vibe.
I've never asked, but like what got Dolly, the front woman,
Yes,
along with
the front
man,
woman, the front
what
woman.
got Dolly involved here?
the other musicians, we were all looking for a woman vocalist.
Okay.
Because Joel was writing songs, I was writing songs. There's parts where we needed more than just my voice, you know, and not everyone in the band can hit certain notes, so it's like we needed a woman. And they brought Dolly in, and we all fell in love with her. She's amazing.
Was the first show that you guys played the Palace Sessions?
Oh, man.
Because I don't remember her pre-pandemic, but I remember like setting up for Palace Sessions on the stage, and that was the first time at least I worked with Dolly.
Maybe so. No, I think we did a show before that.
Okay.
I don't remember where, but I think we did a show before that. But that Palace Sessions show was the first time we had Vera playing bass. She was our new bassist at that show.
Okay.
And that was her first time. And she only had one rehearsal. And she freaking crushed the whole show. An hour-long show. And she only had one real rehearsal with us.
The one thing I noticed was how well she vibed too.
Yeah.
Like it was her first show, right? Wasn't it?
Right.
That's it. Yeah. And I will say one of my favorite things, not to turn this around to Mirth Films, but like creating those Palace Sessions during a time when there was no music,
right,
was amazing. Especially
so
all the
good.
stuff that I was doing with City of Albany at the time. And we did like that one video with In Our Own Voices,
Yep.
and like it was fun getting creative with nothing. But
Yep.
like, which also shout out to DJI for the DJI Osmo Pocket. I shot all that gimbal footage on that and produced that for the fucking thing. You would have noted difference.
Sweet.
$350 camera, but that we were like trying to figure out an intro for the Palace Sessions, different from whatever else we were doing at the time, and we came up with you walking down the Palace aisle.
Yes.
As you were singing the beginning
Yes,
of like the
Life
party.
Yeah.
So you're like walking on. I'm like just getting used to this one gimbal. Sean Allen is talking, hands you off the mic, and then he gets up out of the chair. Music starts on stage, and it's a wireless mic.
Yeah.
So it all was just like this synchronized like
Right.
plan that executed very well. But if you want to, get just a little bit of a taste of Victory Soul Orchestra, if you haven't listened to them yet, go check out the Palace Sessions with Victory Soul Orchestra,
guys, seriously.
or even the Lark,
Lark Sessions.
Lark Hall Sessions,
Lark Hall
and then we
Sessions.
also have what is it? We've done so many fucking videos.
Well,
I can't remember.
while you're trying
No,
to-
Alive at 5. That Alive at 5 performance you guys opened up for Solomon was
Right.
awesome, man.
Yeah,
that was
pretty
so
good.
so
We had fun that
good.
day.
And I will say, just I don't know, exposing different elements of funk and jazz. I was on a funk and jazz kick for a long time after that. Discovered new music I don't think I would ever found without listening to you guys. So you guys have made such a big impact together,
you.
collectively,
Thank you.
and like
Thank
separately, individually, all have your own successful things. But one of the things that I find, which is like the key thing in between all of you guys, is you all, and before you left your job, you all had a very important job in life, like you,
Yes.
teachers,
Yes.
nurses.
Yes.
I mean, like these people that technically, like during the pandemic, maybe didn't get that time off,
Right.
But you guys still did this. I mean, didn't music help get you through all that?
I think
mean,
music-
everybody handled COVID differently.
Yeah, definitely. Music was definitely that therapy that all of us needed to keep us going. The writing process for writing new songs, that's all like therapeutic. And when you're going through things like a pandemic or a sickness or some type of grief, you need some outlet. And that was definitely an outlet for us, for all of us. Because not only were we doing those pandemic shows, we were doing live streams from home. We were doing all types of different things to keep the energy, the musical energy going. So
Now,
yeah.
we're gonna switch topics here quick. Before we get into what you're up to lately and what to expect from GB Victory Soul Camp, we obviously have a festival to talk about here, Wild in the Trees Music and Skate Festival, which is
Oh, right, that's still going on.
it's still going on. We're just like under
We're not out of festival season yet, dude.
not yet. We still got our own.
One more.
One more, and we're all really looking forward to it. As stressful as it is, I am looking forward to this. We got a killer lineup here. Just going to go over it. First off, if you want to get tickets for this festival, again, half the ticket sales do go right to Ronald McDonald House, and they do tremendous things and help out tons of people, and so we can't thank them enough for being willing to want to be a part of this thing again for a second year. But just to go over the lineup, first off, we got Mike Ganser's Pro Skater. Mike Ganser is the frontman of Aqueous, lead guitarist of Aqueous. Great band. There's going to be members of Aqueous in this set, but he's going to be performing all songs from the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater soundtrack, which, bringing up J-Live, Bragging Rights is on Tony Hawk's Underground.
Yep.
And that's so cool. When you said that, I was like, I immediately thought of the Cookie Monster sampler within that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I literally had like a fangirl moment, just because of how impactful Tony Hawk's.
Did you scream a little?
Inside, I was like, do I ask JB for his autograph? What do I do with my hands? So we got. After that, we got Joe Mansman, Midnight Revival Band, basically the motley crew of Glens Falls area plus more balls.
Well, self-admittedly, because we're obviously, we are very oriented on building promotional videos to help get the cause spread out to as many people as possible. So Joe Mansman and their front guitarman Dylan Schwertner, they want to do a promotional video where they're basically like have that same Aerosmith thing where like they're like the Toxic Twins.
Okay.
And honestly, when I look at any other like just genuine outlaw rock and roll group, there is no better duo than those two to be the Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
I completely agree. Couldn't agree more. Dylan is an unsung hero, and I'm so happy that he is a member of the band, and they decided to keep him with Joe's brother. I mean, that's pretty honorable, right?
Yeah.
So we got Joe Mansman.
That's not Joe's brother, by the way. Al Mansman's not his brother.
Oh, really?
Either Joe is Alex's uncle or Alex is Joe's uncle.
Uncles, brothers, family.
And they're like a year apart from each other.
Hell yeah.
Yeehaw.
So we got Feng Shui, which if you have nothing going on Friday night, go to Lark Hall because we got Funk Night with E-Block, one of the new and upcoming bands here.
E-Block is dope.
I'm sold on them. I look at that guitarist and he plays some of the coolest chords and it reminds me so much of John Mayer. So much. But they've gone through a lineup change and they won a Listen Up award. I'll tell you, I don't know. And they're humble motherfuckers, too,
yeah.
Which at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's right.
So we got Feng Shui. They're going to be coming from Asbury Park, New Jersey, playing right before Mike Ganser's Pro Skater. Then we also have Candy Ambulance, such a good band. Dope. We got VSO, not DSO. No Grateful Dead music here. Sorry, guys. We got Hilltop the Band, one of the most upcoming jam bands in this area. We got Shoe, local legends of the Glens Falls area.
30 years of playing through the greater Glens Falls area. Decided very recently to start like really just nailing some shows, and they've basically had like residents at the Lagoon playing at least 1 or 2 shows a month there.
Sweet.
Dude, these guys are great. And I met their guitar player Brian because we bartended together one night. And he was like, yeah, I was in this band. It's like, oh, well, neat. I mean, dude, everyone's been in a band at least once, it seems like these days. And he's like, yeah, I was in this band called Shoe. I'm like, that's a lame fucking name. And then I found out these guys were part of like a pretty serious circuit as Albany's music scene was really starting to become something.
That's right.
Only to find out toward the end of their like younger days of playing, they got booted from a headline gig. When they were supposed to be playing with this Plattsburgh-based group, Omnibus Sea Pods, they got booted from the headline gig. They got booted from a headline gig from some band called Mo.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oof. Oh shit!
And like they still, and even now, like obviously this was probably 25 years ago. It's still just they still laugh about it, and now they're basically just they all look like dads who just love to have fun.
Yeah.
Nice. And they're just, and I was so excited that they were down for this. They're just cool people. I went to their 30th anniversary show at Park Theater, and just super fun, like very classic, like skateboarding, like ska punk. It's gonna be great, dude. And
sounds great for a day 2.
Dude, that sounds great for a day 2, bud.
And it's funny. I like working with another band that we're going to talk about here. There's 2 members of that band who are in different bands that I've worked with in the past, not even realizing they were in Shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So. I'm happy that there's not a lot of material to go check out online because not only are we going to capture the set in full, but we're gonna get to experience it live, which is the best way to experience just music in general, in my personal opinion.
right.
Unless you're listening to an album, which we will get into
Good.
some, because I got some fucking fire that I've been
I
listening
bet
to.
your list is so long.
It's diverse. It's diverse. It's been a while since we've done the podcast, so. Then what else we got? Fine Grain, the finest of the grains, the people behind Live Sound. We got Jake Diedrich and Kevin Bowen, who's also in Bad Mothers. Both are in Fine Grain. They're just a cool like skater punk band who I got to film at Tulip Festival back in 2021 when we had no music, and I just like always wanted to utilize them for something, and we came up with this festival last year, and it just felt right. And then who else do we got? We got the Scunches. One of our biggest influences, Dougie Fresh. And you may not know them, but you will soon. And it won't be the last time that we have them play one of our events, which we will eventually share after Wild in the Trees.
Speaking of all of your events,
yes.
Thank you guys for what you guys are doing.
Oh,
Y'all are doing
Stop
great
that.
freaking work, man. For real. Y'all are
Thanks,
doing
man.
great work. Forget about me and whatever.
come
You guys are doing great
But
work.
without you, there's no us. That's what you
Yeah.
got to understand.
and vice
man.
versa. Vice versa.
When I get to go to a
Hey,
show,
one hand washes
and
the other, man, but
both hands.
both hands
both
wash.
hands, and
There
I
you
will
go.
say, the biggest thing I've learned throughout this whole experience of being a part of the Albany music scene is how much people matter to me. Like whatever the pay, everything is secondary, but
Right.
being able to be included and conversate with people like you, JB, or any genre of music, and feel included. It's a family outside of a family. I know we've all met people through this ride that we've all been on together, and god damn it, guys, I'm happy it's you. I won't wish this on the worst people. It's so
That
much
couldn't
fun
have
to
gone
do
any
this,
better.
and it keeps me busy, and I'm not good with my downtime. So we got 2 Planets Away. 2 Planets Away will be doing an after party at the Lagoon at 10 p.m. Right in the center of Lake George Village. If
Dude,
you
just
want to go see where I got in trouble at Judge Judy, we will have the table on display. Just kidding.
Bring your board. You might get on Judge Judy.
You might. If you need the secret sauce, I can give you. But then, unfortunately, Smittix couldn't make it, which is, things happen. We love Rob Smittix. Shout out Rob Smittix. Shout out Radio
shout out
X.
to Rob. Yeah.
Such a good soul. But we have the Hauntings, who will be replacing them, who were on our bill last year, and are one of my favorite punk bands from this area, representing the Glens Falls area, and Zoomies in 2009 at Aviation Mall. Dan Wade, we love you.
Dude.
But they're freaking awesome, man. And
One of the greatest album titles, by the way, too.
what is it?
Reptile Dysfunction.
Fucking love it.
I love that.
Bro, and the story goes is that
There's a pill for that.
Dude, the story goes is apparently a friend of theirs went to grab, wanted to get on a prescription for it. Didn't know what the term was called. Thought it was reptile dysfunction.
Listen,
Next thing you know.
sometimes that's
sounds
how
like that.
the names of albums,
Yeah.
and band names,
You just
and songs
you
come
mishear
up.
some shit, and the next thing you know.
I walked into a store on Lark Street. I forget the name of it. Alyssa Halloran. She has a little store with gifts and knickknacks on Lark Street. I walk in there one night with this friend of mine, and we see this picture on the wall that was being sold for $10, and it was a picture of Jesus. And my friend says to me, "That would be a dope name for a band." I said, "How about a song?"
Picture of Jesus?
Yeah, $10 Jesus.
Better than the picture of
Dude.
Nectar.
$10 Jesus. So I
$10
wrote a
Jesus.
song titled $10 Jesus, and my friend signed Jesus, made the music for it. So it just happened. It had to happen.
Inspiration can happen from anywhere.
That's right.
Last person.
Shout
to
out
get-
to Sign.
Shout out Sign. SIGN.
Sign.
Sime.
Sign
right.
Jesus. SIME.
Shout out Sime. And then we also have, just to wrap up this lineup, which if you could utilize another horn player, I know you got
There's
enough.
4 of us already. God damn
How
it.
big
But
is the
we-
stage again?
It's actually pretty big.
Yeah,
Shout
it
out
is,
Rob,
it
the
is. It's
stage
an
guy,
awesome, yeah.
because that's what he saved in my phone as.
MobileStageGuide.com, probably.
So we have Connor Dunn of Let's Be Leonard, and just Connor Dunn, the saxophonist. He will be the artist at large. So you will see him throughout the weekend playing saxophone because he is the sax master. I just wanted to say that out loud.
He really wanted to say he's sexy, but it's all right.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, it's going to be a fun weekend, and we're really trying to make this as family oriented as possible. And it's so cool to be able to wrap skateboarding, because if it wasn't for skateboarding, we probably wouldn't even have the privileges of even be able to put this on. So Doug,
we have no spot to put it.
15 years ago, 2008.
Yeah, you posted that, and I was like, no way, that was 15 years
Isn't
ago.
that crazy?
And then I got it, I was
Yeah,
like,
but then you see the fact that Frankie looks like an actual child. Like,
Still.
wait a minute.
Both of us,
Still.
man.
Yeah, we didn't. Our aging grace.
This is back when we were doing coin drops, and we're getting six bummed in the coin drop.
Please, if you see a bunch of teenagers, 16, 17-year-olds doing coin drop, they might need a smoke. It's rough out in them streets.
Don't smoke them if you got them.
Do not smoke them if you got them.
But I just want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Quick, we got Altered Apparel, we have Season Skate Shop, we have Lake George Steamboat Company, we have Uncommon Grounds, we have Paul Ryan.
I saw you skip over that one.
We have Radio X, SF
Lights.
Janitorial, Gem, Ginter Electric Mechanical. We also have Valhalla. We have Ronald McDonald House, and then NW. What does that stand for, my man?
All right, so just a couple of things. Quick thank you to our beer vendor this year. That is going to be your friend of mine, Scott Richards, over at Sully's East. He's not going to be just providing IPAs. He's going to be providing some canned domestics as well at a very affordable price point. I can safely caution we will probably be the most affordable place to drink of all music festivals in Lake George. $4 beers, $5 IPAs. How the hell do you beat that?
Solid.
Gotta plug that.
$5 IPAs.
$5 IPAs. Second of all,
Everybody, make sure you drink water.
Valhalla Drywall. My boy Marcus decided to help us out a little bit. Our friend Paul Ryan, that he mentioned, attorney at law. Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and when they do, call Paul. And NW is Northern Wardens. That is your local D&D hobby shop located right next to an AT&T on Quaker Road in Queensbury. Cool people. They also own another location in Lake George, and apparently they also own a tattoo company. These motherfuckers keep busy. And I think that's everybody. I think we got it covered.
Hell yeah, man. And just to give a quick plug, please, if you want to help Mirth Films in any other way other than buying a ticket to Wild in the Trees, because goddamn, we need you to buy a ticket.
Buy two.
Buy five.
Go and just subscribe to us on YouTube. That's the most important thing, to be honest. Like, that's where we're trying to build our following first and foremost. So, but yeah, I mean, what are you guys excited about for Wild in the Trees?
Well, I would just like to, before I lose my train of thought here, and I wanted to say this like probably a half hour ago, but when I got to listen to your set, your Palace set on Doug's couch, like probably 6 months ago, perhaps even, I just got this vibe off of you guys as a performance, like your stage presence, or even your COVID stage presence. I just get like a new age Tower of Power vibe off you guys, and I just, dude, I'm so I can't emphasize this enough. So hyped you guys are part of the festival this year.
Thank you. Wait until you hear us.
Dude.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree.
Trust me, man, the hype's real, at least for me.
We got some treats.
But yeah, so definitely looking forward to your set. Looking forward to Shu's set, and I'm biased in that, definitely. Looking forward to the possibility that Joe Manson might throw me through a folding table to kick off their set, because I mean, we're all WWF Attitude Era people here. Maybe.
I can't wait for that, though.
Can't confirm or deny, but maybe.
Now, JB, did you ever watch wrestling back in the day?
Yeah, definitely.
Who are some of your favorite wrestlers?
Jesus, let's go back, probably before you guys were around. Fabulous Moolah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Andre the Giant.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Definitely Hulk Hogan. Junkyard Dog.
Classic.
Jeez. Superfly Jimmy Snooker. So like those are my guys.
Junkyard Dog, was that Road Dog?
No, definitely.
Junkyard
Dog was his own entity.
Really?
He
okay.
was wild.
He was a savage.
He was wild.
All right. Well, since we're on the topic of wrestling, it would be interesting to know who your favorite wrestlers are. Go on.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Okay.
Oh, and the Undertaker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
that
21-1, right?
Dude, no, he ended like 23-2.
Yeah.
23 and 2.
Two,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Brett?
God, I have to try and pick one from each era. Attitude Era, probably just Shawn Michaels and DX as a whole, and just them being the ultimate like bad boys of an era. In the more modern times, I was a big Rob Van Dam guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Classic era.
Public pot smoker. Rob Van Dam.
Yeah,
Rob-
exactly.
Dude,
exactly.
he was on Action Bronson's show on Vice where they're watching Ancient Aliens and like talking conspiracy theories and stuff.
No, he was on there.
Yeah, he was
I'm
on.
about
Yeah,
to find that episode. I love that show. It's great.
yeah, he was on. Yeah, he was on with. It was him, Action Bronson, one of their random interns, and they had Sabu from ECW.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a great ensemble cast for that. But classic era, dude, gotta go, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Of
That-
course.
Just
And
the best
the Hart
technical,
brothers
yeah,
back then.
the whole
Hart
foundation,
brothers,
man.
Hitman
The Hart
Hart,
Foundation, yeah.
Hart Foundation, yeah. So
All
dope.
right, my favorite wrestlers. I mean, it's gonna be pretty generic here. And this is something I really thought Stone Cold was my favorite wrestler of all time.
No. He's
favorite-
dope, though. He's
my
dope,
favorite
but
wrestler of all time is The Rock.
There's nothing wrong with The Rock.
Ain't nothing
No,
wrong with
yeah.
that.
There's no better
He can
shit
also be your
talker,
favorite Hollywood
improviser.
Right.
Like I don't know,
Oh, just
like
uncomparable
especially
mic
like
skills.
his first two movies outside of wrestling, Walking Tall
Oh, yeah.
and The
Yeah.
Rundown.
Yeah.
The Humping Howler Monkeys.
Oh,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
good.
Yeah.
But like Walking Tall, I don't know. Like seen him be able to cross the barrier more than John Cena. I mean, Batista is to me the only person who could reach that with having that Marvel exposure with Guardians of the Galaxy. But I mean, to take what he was able to do, from what was the clique he was in?
Originally,
Nation of Domination.
No.
And then transform into the Rock, The Rock, and then Hollywood Rock, and then come back, and just hear, it doesn't matter. The Rock has come back, and just hearing the crowd, like, yeah, Stone Cold pops are the biggest pops, but I mean, and maybe he saved wrestling, but if it wasn't for The Rock, I don't think that maybe modern era wrestling wouldn't have as much attention, People like him, people like Brock Lesnar, John Cena, which also I got to give a shout out to John Cena. He got me through my car problems. The basic thugonomics.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a good shit talk. I like good shit talking. And you can watch whatever, General Hospital, but I'm going to watch WWE.
He said General Hospital.
Because that's
Why?
Get that from?
Why?
because all wrestling is a male soap opera. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Not gonna argue.
I heard Sergeant Slaughter, Roddy Piper, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Yeah,
Who is Mr. Wonderful? I know
Mr.
that name.
Wonderful?
Yeah. Is he a modern era wrestler?
No.
Nah,
Classic.
he's classic. He's
Classic.
classic.
Okay.
Ultimate Warrior. Classic.
Apart from
Ultimate
Parts
Warrior.
Unknown, dude.
Yeah.
I love that place.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful in the summertime.
So this is about the time where we get into one of our sections of the wrapping up part of the podcast here. But before we do that, JB, I just want you to let me know what's going on here, man. What do you guys have coming up for JB, aka Dirty Moses? What do you have coming up for Victory Soul Orchestra? And what do you have coming up for your DJ gigs? I mean, the pair of three. I mean, this is almost like Mick Foley here. So you got three different versions.
So actually, it's a quadruple threat because
shit.
as an entrepreneur, me and my partner JBA Concierge Medicine, we've been in business over a year.
No shit.
Yes, and we're really doing this nursing gig. We're doing some numbers, and we're coming to your home as the nurse practitioner and the nurse, and we are, really trying to help people and
So private nursing.
move healthcare into a different direction.
That's really cool.
Instead of your provider, you sitting in your provider's office for 2 hours and you only seen for 15 minutes. We're gonna sit in your home for 2 hours, and you're gonna be seen for the whole 2 hours.
Oh, you're bringing
you're
back house
saying
calls, man.
Definitely.
That same fucking copay. I could just go to JB.
You can call
And
me
you can,
up.
You
Yeah,
can give me
yeah.
some libations and I'll be all right.
You might get some libations. You'll be all right. You might get some other things too. I keep gloves on hand. So
Man, how many libations do you need before the gloves come?
right. So there's that. There's constant DJ gigs every weekend, if not every weekend, it's every other weekend. And as for JB, there's going to be a huge announcement tomorrow. my boy Scott Warmer. I can spill the beans now. We're doing Song City. I'm doing Song City.
Oh, nice. In Troy.
In Troy.
Okay.
That's gonna be the 9th or 10th. Oh, I forget the day. The 8th is that Sunday, right? So it's the 10th.
Yes.
Yeah.
10th is a Tuesday.
10th is a Tuesday. So
and I will say, since we're bringing up Tuesdays, we're doing this article thing for a little bit of like all the shows during the week. Tuesday statistically is the least amount of music in one day.
Right.
Not Monday. So go out and see Song City October 10th.
October 10th, Song City. But this coming Friday, the 22nd at 11:45 a.m., 12 p.m., I'm dropping a new video, Ultra Terrestrial, finally to the album Ultra Terrestrial. That's coming out. Yeah, you know about Wild in the Trees. So all of y'all want to go wild smoking some trees, come out on the 7th and watch us do our thing. And October 27th, we're doing another hip hop 50 type thing. And me and VSO, we're going to act like the Roots. We're going to back 4 other bands, 4 other artists. And we're going to cover a whole host of music. And we're going to rock out at
Where's this happening?
Troy Savings Bank Music Hall.
No fucking way.
Yes.
October 27th?
27th.
It's a
Friday. Troy
okay.
Night Out.
Okay.
So, for the record, I've performed at the Palace,
Damn right.
Coho's Music Hall, now Troy Savings Bank, Alive at 5, and I'm missing one. Oh, Proctor's.
The other one too. MSG. Oh wait, that's next.
That's next. That's next. Thank you. From your ears, from your mouth to the ears of God.
But I just want to say, like, there is points in like local music, like certain bands have these certain songs, and one band that I will say that just doesn't get talked about anymore for whatever reason. Hartley's Encore, they have the song "Burnin'," and I listen to that song.
So dope.
I'm like, this is like Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
so, but when I hear Attack of the Weirdos, that reminds me of like Black Eyed Peas almost.
Yeah.
Like, just very like, it's got like that crossover to mainstream where it's just like you've made it with the song, but like where the like
Right.
Dude.
So
right here, man.
The measurement of success, it's individual. You know what I mean? I don't care about making $1 billion, but if I make $1 million, we're all set. We're getting the fuck up out of here. But I don't care about making.
We won't be in remote.
Yeah, we will not do this shit. Next one somewhere else. But anyway,
we'll be in a floodproof basement.
Yes,
Above
floodproof,
ground
bullets,
basement is where we'll be.
all of that. Hell yeah. But I mean, the measurement of success, like I said, it's individual, and I feel like I've had so many different successes and so many different levels of success over the past 10 years alone. It's like I'm super happy with my career, and it's nowhere near over, and there's so many new things happening, like the album dropping on my birthday, October 20th, and a whole bunch of stuff happening.
And you're doing great things, man. And just to relate to you here for a second, like, I personally, like, there over the 5 years of doing Mirth Films, like, I've luckily been able to work with a lot of my heroes and realize what I want and don't want in life. And I realized the things that I want in life 5 years ago versus now are so different. Yeah. And just being able to have good people in my life,
right.
I realize is the most important thing. Yes. And it doesn't matter where you are in your life, as long as you have those people rooting you on and you're rooting them on, man, like, that's what it's all about. Because in a world where there's tons of people trying to do everything,
right.
and constant touring schedules, this,
right.
that, it's like, you can keep up so much, but it's about what you want to keep up with. And at the end of the day, if you don't have those people that you get to share success with, none of it matters. Like, if I didn't get to, like, experience this with you guys, like, it would be a fucking lonely place at the top.
Right.
Like,
right.
But, that's one great thing about the Capital Region music scene is that we have a lot of different characters and a lot of different freaks that just really just get my groove on, man. And if I didn't have those people, the Greg Bells, the JBs, the Dollies, the Dannies, the Dougies, the Bretts, the Accurate TL 3.8s, 3.2, sorry.
3.2, get it right.
Retired drug dealer.
But if you have, like, if you're a cajillionaire, you got nobody to share it with, what the fuck's the point?
Right.
So... Yeah, just to get on to what we do for the last segment, and a reason why to use this graphic, because I made all these graphics customly this week. Watching, listening, playing. So we always talk about what we've been consuming, because we like to share what we've been listening to hopefully turn somebody else on here. Mm-hmm. So JB, watching, listening, playing. I know people have been lacking on the video games that come on here, but
yeah, same here. I've been lacking on the
if you got a favorite video game, share. I'd love to hear about it. But
NBA 2K, but I have not been playing games in a minute, man. I haven't played video games in a while.
You got a business to run.
That's right. I don't have time. I don't have time. So that's that. But watching. Last night I just got back into the Power Network. What's the show we were watching with Tommy? Tommy from Ghost. What? Wait a minute.
The only Tommy I know is from Tommy Boy.
No, I know that Tommy too. But this is about a drug dealer that was living in New York, bounced out to Chicago now, and he's trying to set up camp out in Chicago with some really tough characters out there. And we watched 3 episodes back to back last night, me and my lady Allison. Shout out to Allison, JBA Concierge Med. Yeah, so that's what I'm watching. What am I listening to? I'm listening to Robert Glasper. I'm listening to check that name out, Robert Glasper.
Okay.
I'm listening to The Roots recently. Of course, I'm always listening to Nas. He's dropped 6 albums in 3 years.
Oh wow!
Go listen to Nas.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you there before you say anything else. I've had this debate in my head for a long time. You got Notorious B.I.G. Is Warning the album with him with Afro as a little baby?
What about it?
So that Wu-Tang entered 36 Chambers and Nas-O-Matic. I think Nas-O-Matic
beats all of those.
Beats all of those.
Yeah, easily.
I listened to Life's a Bitch the other day, and I was like, shit, I couldn't relate anymore, my man. Like, I don't know. There's just something about, or like hearing New York State of Mind, and hearing I never sleep because sleep is the cousin
of death.
Yeah. I relate to that statement so much, and just I don't know. I just feel like there was so much going on. You could say the same thing about West Coast hip hop at that time, but like from the outsider looking in, being born in '93, like I listened to his music, and it's so hard in lyrics that it just like triumphs.
And it's very descriptive. You know,
Yeah.
you weren't getting those descriptions more or less from Wu-Tang. You were getting some with different artists, but
no,
the
exactly.
Enter the 36 Chambers album, which is a classic, you weren't getting Illmatic from that.
It was thoughtful. You know, sew your asshole clothes and keep feeding you versus, you know, sleeping because of the death. I'm just saying, like,
right. It's two different.
Not take the most extreme.
Yeah, you really figured one line out with many.
I can see how that might. You can see how out of context that might come.
It's a great line, though.
I will say, that. While we're on the topic of Nas, though, Ether, probably one of my favorite diss tracks of all time.
It's up there. It's probably number 2.
I don't know.
Number 2 to
Dr.
what?
Dre beef. They had some really good ones.
It's number 2 to Ice Cube, No Vaseline.
No Vaseline.
Oh, that one's.
I gotta listen to that. So we got Robert who?
Robert Glasper.
Glasper.
right
I
there.
only wrote Robert.
Yep, Robert Glasper. Check him out.
And what's this other one?
The song that I just said, No Vaseline by Ice Cube.
You don't know? Come on.
You don't know No Vaseline?
I don't know.
You don't know Tommy from Ghost? You don't know that?
Right. You don't know
Listen,
Tommy
I
from
haven't watched
Ghost?
The Godfather. I haven't watched Fight Club. I've had this conversation.
You haven't watched Fight Club?
No, I had this conversation with Danny the other day.
Whose man's is this? Which camera are we on?
I didn't want to be the first person to say it. Whose man's is this is one of my favorite things to say because it really makes you think about your friendship. Makes you think about the people you decide to keep around.
Right.
I was told, obviously Plattsburgh alumnus, good friend of ours, Greg Thomas, starting his own DJ business. He just turned 30. For his own 30th birthday, he DJ'd his own party.
Nothing wrong with that.
Which I gotta say is one of the biggest Greg Thomas power moves I've probably ever heard of. But he does not subscribe to the Whose Man's Is This. He is a little more, in his own words, he is a who the fuck are you? And I gotta say, I think it's on its way back. But goddamn, whose man's is this, Frankie?
Joe Man's.
Joe.
But so we stopped at Nas. What else have you been listening to?
I said the Roots, Nas. Who else has dropped some new music that I'm listening to? No one else. I mean, I'm a huge Nas fan, Jay-Z, all of them. So I'm definitely been on a Nas kick. I've been consuming his last 6 albums. And I say to myself, if he can find the time to put out 6 albums in 3 years while running a business, running a label, doing movie scores, doing docuseries and all of this stuff, the hell, I'm not doing enough. So that's why it's like, quit the job, do more, work more, create more, and that's where I'm at. That's the space I'm in.
What would you do with that 40-hour week when you're not at a regular job?
Right.
Why would you don't accomplish at the 40-hour week at that job?
You know what you do at the 40-hour job? This is what you do. You fucking keep dreaming.
But that's the problem. They pay you to dream about what you can do. Whereas if you're not working, and then if you don't have any other choice but freaking make something happen, you have to get out there and chase your dreams and make your dreams come true, whatever they are.
Yeah, not facts.
Yeah.
I agree with you there, man. Dougie Fresh.
Dude, been listening to the Hunger Games audiobooks, really every single one. Started with the ballad, like the new one, Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes, and I was like, oh, this was good. So I had to go back, listen to all the other ones. Been playing The Crew on Xbox 360. Wipeout is now on Netflix, so if you need to watch some people falling and getting incredibly hurt, Wipeout on Netflix.
I got one thing to top you.
What?
MXC.
And this spring, yes.
What is it?
MXC. Remember that on
Unleashed?
Spike TV back in the day?
It was like that Japanese TV show where they're like doing those contestant games.
So Spike TV.
Nah,
Spike TV.
I remember Spike TV.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, they bought a syndicated program from Japan called Takeshi's Castle. And what they did is they took literally all the footage and then just put American dubs on it that are completely and totally not fucking real.
Oh my god,
So
it must be hilarious.
Yeah, so basically imagine, so instead of normal hosts in suits and ties, Takeshi's Castle had 2 hosts in like full like shogunate uniform. And of course, this is Spike TV, so instead of traditional ethnic Japanese names, Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano are hosting.
Oh my god.
Are hosting as, and it was always 2 teams that were like single moms versus like real estate attorneys, and like truck drivers versus the unemployed, and big and older siblings versus orphans, and like crazy shit like that.
Stuff, man.
And God, just excellent. If there was ever a thing that I wish I had pounced on first and been the first to come up with it, taking an established TV show and then just completely fucking it up, and having it. It was like Spike TV's highest rated content for like almost 2 years before they were airing UFC fights.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah.
So we left you at Wipeout.
Yeah, Wipeout, for listening. I listened to the Dogs in the Pile, Rye Red set, now on Mirth Films. Amazing. Shout out to that. There's so much music out there. I've been bouncing around to different playlists, from rap to rock and roll. I cannot name specifics, but for YouTube, Book of Alice and Mr. Ballin.
Okay.
What about you, Brett?
Well, playing. Yeah, I haven't played any video games. It's been a lot of work at the bar, a lot of work. Between balancing out bartending for the most savage place in Glens Falls, planning being part of this music festival, and then immediately, less than a month after Wild in the Trees, I'm getting married. Like it's. I always made the joke to my fiance Taylor, who's listening right now. Love you, babe. I'm sorry you have
Shout out to my fiance.
Dude, hell yeah.
Allison.
Dude, wedding
Joseph.
season, baby. Love is in
JBA
the
Concierge
air.
Med.
MD. But yeah, so I kept telling her, like, if this stretch of time doesn't take me in, nothing's gonna. And then what happens? I get hit by a fucking truck today.
And that didn't take you out.
It didn't.
So
yeah. Also,
you'll have to tell a story.
And I just want to touch on that for one more second. A big thank you to our friend Lazy, a good friend of the Peters Pub family, who he was the first person. Once I put up basically a Facebook memoriam to my car, Black Dynamite. Lazy called me 12 times and was like, "I just want to make sure you're okay." And I told him the story, and Lazy was like doing property maintenance in Lake George and just screaming in excitement. He's like, bro, nothing's gonna fucking kill you. We're ripping shots tonight. And I'm like, at first I was like, I still had the adrenaline. I'm like, I'm totally down with that. Let's rip some tequila. Like, let's. And now it's just like muscle relaxers.
Right.
But yeah, so.
You need some wild trees. Huh.
Battle.
Yeah, so
That'll relax
not
you.
really any video games, watching stuff. We watched the first season of, what's it called? The Patient on Hulu. Mm-hmm. Gotta say, pretty fucking wild ride. Highly recommend it. Looking forward to the next season. Listening, I've been on an old school hip-hop kick. My favorite hip-hop group of all time will always be A Tribe Called Quest.
So when he was talking about classic albums and he named those three.
Dude, Low End Theory, Midnight Marauders, Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Hardest one after the other after the other. That
I don't know any of those albums.
Lord have mercy.
Oh,
Okay.
What is wrong with you?
I'd LimeWire.
Okay, so I quit. Please don't air any of this footage. I'm out of here. 'Cause that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
No.
tell me.
Release.
I don't know. I just thought they were that bubblegum hip hop.
What? Bro,
I
A
mean,
Tribe
like,
Called
they were
Quest-
like-
not bubble gum?
A Tribe Called Quest.
know.
MC Hammer was bubble gum.
A Tribe
Vanilla
Called
Ice
Quest,
is
yeah.
bubble gum.
But bro, A Tribe Called
It's,
Quest.
I don't know. It's just like it reminds me of that Jurassic
No.
5. Like,
No.
I don't know,
Nah,
like-
nah. They had
know what?
skills.
Cut his mic.
hold on a
But,
second.
okay,
Let
A
me
Tribe-
write these albums
A
down.
Tribe-
Midnight Marauders. If you need an introduction to an album, a 5
Midnight
mic,
Rider.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna say it again. A 5 mic classic album that can stand the test of time. That's better than most of the material that's out there.
Midnight Marauders.
Be it Beatles, whomever. Midnight Marauders, A Tribe Called Quest. It's one of the best albums ever created.
Dude,
Okay,
and-
I will
and-
circle it then.
and I will
Over
say-
Robert Gasper and Novella Celine.
But I'm
All
a
right.
big I'm a big A Tribe Called Quest fan, like just through and through. Low End Theory for me will probably be my favorite only because that was the first album I was exposed to.
Right.
And goddamn, dude, bangers on there.
Nothing but bangers.
Jazz,
Really?
We got jazz,
Dude,
we got the jazz, we got the
jazz,
jazz, we got the jazz.
Stern, firm, and young with the
laid back
laid-back
tongue.
tongue. The aim is to succeed
And achieve at 21.
just like Ring Ring Brothers.
Come on,
As
come
long as the
on.
jazz is a black and mild jazz.
God damn it! All right, before I get more and more
podcast.
disappointed. So yeah, Tribe Called Quest. The meters and that old,
Yeah.
Yes.
the old
I'll
funk
take
bass.
that.
Obviously, been getting back into Tower of Power. I got to knock him off my bucket list at Saratoga Jazz Fest this year.
Okay.
Phenomenal performance. I got who else? There was a little bit of John Coltrane too, because that was like my favorite jazz drinking music back in the day. Dude, pounding it to the whole Blue Train album, drinking the cheapest fucking beer humanly imaginable, while John Coltrane is just going.
PBRs. Oh, there it is right there.
There she is. Platts Blue Ribbon, man.
Platts Blue Ribbon.
But yeah, so what about you, Frankie?
Shit. Well, I don't know. I've been watching. Actually, you know what? I started watching TV. Isn't that crazy?
Hey.
I haven't.
Good.
I've only when I moved into Ramones. At this point, I've only turned on my TV once to play video games, and so now Danny has got me hooked on The Sopranos,
There you go.
and I haven't seen
That's
it.
a great entryway to television. Welcome
fucking-
to television.
It's been a while since How I Met Your Mother, Doug.
Oh, not the show. He's not
No,
talking
he
about the
should
show.
I am talking about the show. When
I
Doug-
got the DVD we're selling.
I think that's the first Bang and Mom joke we've had all Mirth Films.
I will say,
Hell yeah.
That was good, right?
Milestones.
that was
Milestones.
good, yeah. But
respect
when
that.
Doug and I were at the lowest points of our lives, we like were very in it with How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. That was our vice.
Yeah.
That was our
That was
vice.
It's a great show.
It is. Other than that, I've been watching a lot of wrestling YouTube videos, and also the biography TV on YouTube. I've been watching. I just watched Mick Foley's documentary. Fucking
Yeah.
awesome. And then I just also watched Bret the Hitman Hart, his documentary. I don't know what it is about wrestling, man. It just takes me out of my element.
Yeah.
It's like a jam band, you know?
Get it?
You never know what to expect. Other than that, ABD Collectibles, Mike Mo Capaldi's company. If you don't know Mike Mo Capaldi, he is a skateboarder. He had the first part in Fully Flared, was pro for girl skateboards, and they did a 20 years of Yeah Right sit-down interview with Eric Costin, Rick Howard, Mike Carroll, Jerron Wilson, Chris Roberts, and Aaron Meza, who is one of the filmmakers on that video, one of the most inspirational skateboarding videos of all time. But it made me realize also how much I do not like Chris Roberts. I think he's a little full of himself, man. Like he's earned his. I'm not talking shit, like, because anybody who can have a podcast run successfully as the 9 Club, who's single-handedly definitely inspired this for me, in my approach to one of 3 to Kind of Livin podcast. I don't know. There's a certain etiquette I feel like you have when you have with guests, and I don't think he has it, and it has discouraged me from watching the 9 Club, so I don't watch or listen to it anymore. Sorry, Chris. But I thought it was really cool because Yeah Right was one of the skateboarding videos that I grew up with, and to be able to kind of learn about the history of the video was really cool. But if we're getting into listening, D12. I've been listening to some D12. I've been listening to some Eminem. Some Lil Wayne, the Carter 3 specifically.
Classic album.
The Carter 2 is just as good, but the Carter 3, which also shout out to the Kind of Funny podcast. They like brought up the Carter 3, and I kind of block out my life in between like 29 and 2013. I don't know, like the Carter 3 was such a good album. I mean, front to back, like so many. Let the Beat Build, A Milli. I mean, if you want to blow your bass out of your car, listen to A Milli in your car.
Speaking of Carter 2 and 3, Lil Wayne is on Nas's new album.
No way. Okay.
Yes way. So
What is the new album called? Was it
Magic 3?
Magic 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And also shout out to Lil Wayne because he is a skateboarder. He hangs out with skateboarders. He has a pro board for Thank You Skateboards, which also shout out to Daewon Song, one of the greatest skateboarders of all time. Had a demo here in Albany, New York at the Albany Skate Park during the Amy Clem podcast. And
dope.
Damn, man.
Shout out to Amy.
Shout out to Amy. Seriously. Yeah. Cheers to Amy Clemmy.
Cheers to Amy.
This might be the clip I clip. Amy's been one of the most vital people to join our team, in at least she understands the mirth culture more than most people have, and to have her on the team, bring great ideas to the table, and provide her insight on something that we've already done for 5 years is super important. So, Amy Clemmy, I will never pronounce your name wrong again. You are seriously, thank you so much for just being a part of Mirth Films. We're really lucky to have you. Other than that, I've been listening to Nas. I wrote that down. Scorpions. I've been listening to some Scorpions. Dogs in a Pile, just because of that set. And if you want to really get to know Dogs in a Pile, other than the Capitol Theater set from 2022, that set from Rye Bread was like a encompassing set of music. And I truly believe that they're going to be one of those bands that make it.
Oh yeah, no.
So good.
Can I give you the heads up on another album?
Let's hear it.
Some of my contemporaries here in the Capital Region, some of my best friends. Shout out to Desmatic and Dude Computer. Giant Gorilla Dog Thing.
Love
Y'all
the
ever
name.
heard that name before?
Nah, I don't think so, but it like
Giant Gorilla Dog Thing.
Man.
How do you spell thing? T-H-I-N-G?
I-N-G.
Okay.
Not thing.
Not
thing.
thing.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Dude,
Look
that
them
letter
up.
might make the difference.
It will. Look them up. Listen to their album. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's old now, but it's incredible. It's a classic album.
for sure.
I gotta give a big shout out to Dylan McKenzie here for telling me to sip, because I've cheers now twice on this episode, and which also Danny also like corrects me every time, and so I don't know why I'm not sipping right now. So sorry guys. I might as well sip
Sip it up. Yeah.
or chug it. Right? Let's go. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Man.
But other than that, listening wise, I've been listening to Kiss, because you can never have enough Kiss in your life. And then playing, I only played one game this week. Duke Nukem.
Duke
Okay.
Nukem Forever.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
Only because that game was in development hell for like 13 years.
Yeah.
Never made out of it as far as like success quality, but it is a like a cult following type of game.
It's so bad it's good.
So bad it's good, and so I bought it for $5 on the Xbox Marketplace, and
There you go.
I'm giving it a little swing. But other than that, I'm just gonna take this quick time. Everybody has 5 seconds. Name one local band you should listen to. E-Block.
Oh God, we're going that order?
3,
Shoot.
4.
Scrunches.
Giant Gorilla Dog Thing.
You heard it You heard it here. And so the soonest you can see Victory Soul Orchestra is October 7th, 2:30. Wild in the Trees Music and Skateboarding Festival.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of awesome vendors from cannabis to food. So if
so
you're
there's
hungry,
going to be a lot of wild in the trees up there. Wild trees.
Yeah, I mean, it's New York State, right?
Let's go!
Yeah.
If I forget my words, we know why.
Yeah, and Lord knows, obviously, the rest of us, the entire team at Mirth Films, is not slowing down anywhere between now and October 7th, 8th. You know why? That's because you can't.
And you won't.
And you don't stop. He almost messed it up. You know he almost messed it up, right?
Like, what are we doing?
Jesus, I thought that was such a good segue, too.
And JB, just want to give right here, man. It's been so cool just getting to know you, man.
Thank you,
like,
man. I appreciate y'all.
Getting to know you from the guy who opened up for Naughty by Nature to getting to know you as a person and getting to know all the great things that you do for this music community. God knows you do so much. And yeah, guys, this is we're back. We obviously had a little bit of a break because of flooding, because of festival season. I mean, they're both the same thing pretty much, but you know, like,
pretty much.
I don't know. It's just very nice to be back in one position and not have to go and set up. We love the Putnam place, but just not have to set up every single week for a podcast that we record and then edit down. You guys get to join in chat in the live chat. It makes it more fun. And we also got to give a shout out to your fiance, Allison Joseph. Hi, babe. JB, aka Dirty Moses.
Yep.
And what is the big theme of this whole thing? Man smart, woman smarter. So.
Oh, she's way smarter than me.
That's
for sure.
it, man.
For sure. Even if I don't think she is, she's way smarter than me. I'm playing. You're way smarter than me, babe. Seriously, no bullshit.
If you want to re-listen to this podcast, you can obviously listen to it tomorrow on iTunes and Spotify. If you're listening to this on iTunes and Spotify already, then go check this out on YouTube because we do this as a multicam thing, and I worked really hard on these graphics, so please watch.
And if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes and you're looking for my music and you happen to type in JB, aka Dirty Moses, and you don't find anything, just type in JB with 2 exclamation points. That's been me for the past 25 years. I added the aka Dirty Moses after because there was so many JBs.
So JB with 2 exclamation points.
2 exclamation points.
We're celebrating 25 years of JB and Acura TL 1998, buddies.
Yes, yes.
As all of you know, you can listen to this podcast, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, and
October 27th. Troy Savings Bank Music Hall. I have to plug it again. Hip Hop 50. Come
Hip Hop
see us.
50.
Victory Soul Orchestra, OZ, Katani, Shiloh and Mundy, myself, DJ Nate the Great, Troy Savings Bank Music Hall. I'm sorry. Continue. You may continue.
This has been episode 57 of the Live Kind of Livin' podcast. Isn't that crazy? I had to catch myself because we've done 50 episodes exactly, 49 publicly of Cheap Lights and Cornbread. But the Cheap Lights ran out, the cornbread got stale, and we're back here doing the Kind of Live, Kind of Livin' podcast because it's more trademarkable, according to Danny. So here we go, episode 57. We'll be back for episode 58 with Turf and Turf. And we'll have a surprise midweek episode with Mike Ganser of Aqueous to talk about.
And there goes the surprise.
Yeah! Well.
Cut that.
You found it out here first, guys. For all the 5 listeners, go fuck yourselves and have a good night.